All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about the 40-yard dash. We're going to talk about the setup for that, the stance, and the start. It is so important to make sure that you have these techniques down. I've seen a lot of guys show up and they're not sure what foot they're taking off on. They're not really sure which hand to put up. And you can't do that when you show up to any kind of showcase, okay? So we're going to go over a great three-point stance that I like to teach to a lot of my pro and college guys. And the one thing that you want to understand is you have to have a good step count, right? So your first 10 yards, you want to take about 6 steps to go through that first 10 yards. After that, you're going to start to, as you start to get closer to about 20 yards, you're then going to start to transition into your top end speed, okay? Now the setup itself, what I tell my guys a lot of times, we'll say here's the line. What they're going to do is they're going to put their heel right on that line. Real simple, you can just turn it around like this, right? What you're then going to do is touch this toe to this heel, and now you're all set up, okay? I have my feet about shoulder width apart. I have this foot slightly back. What we don't want is this foot to come back too far, right? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna be here. Now, we're in a 4-point stance here, okay? Now, you wanna have both hands out. You wanna have your back flat. You wanna have good balance, okay? Because what's gonna then happen is we're gonna go into a 3-point stance and we're gonna be ready, okay? Now, once this arm comes up, as you can see, I'm in a 3-point stance, right? I'm gonna explode out. Okay, so my focus when I explode out is I'm trying to get at least to a yard. Then that second foot is also going to come through. Your first 3 steps have to be so explosive and powerful, as well as your arm drive. You cannot run with stiff arms. You got to make sure you are driving those arms, keeping those elbows bent at 90 degrees. After you get through your drive and acceleration phase, you will then start to go through transition, right? When you transition, I want you to think like a plane that is going up like this, right? You start to transition into top end speed, okay? Once you get into your top end speed, you're gonna fly past that 40-yard mark as fast as you can. You wanna feel like you're floating, okay? Couple tips that you don't wanna do. You don't wanna feel like you're struggling, muscling through it. You wanna try to be smooth. You wanna try to be driving, hands relaxed, face relaxed, but you are using that speed and power that you work on in the weight room to be able to run and blaze a great 40. So please make sure that you work on your first 10 yards, also work on your 20, and then you want to work on your flying 20s, okay? You don't want to work on a 40-yard dash too much, just running 40s. It really doesn't help. You want to break it down more into pieces and work on each piece and perfect it and master it. Set, go. Set, go.